What's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. On this installment I'm going to show how to replace the front wheel bearings on the A5. It'd be the same as the A4. Back up here in Kentucky, trying to get some of these cars done so that my brother can list them for sale. We got this white car right here done. Just need to replace the windshield and then it's good to go. And the blue one right there, we're still having oil pressure issues or something along those lines. It's got a small hesitation when you take off at a low RPM under heavy load, like going up a hill or something. It's got a little bit of it almost feels like a miss, but it's not misfiring. So I think it's something to do with the oil pressure not allowing the cam phasers or the camshaft to adjust for the variable valve timing. But I mean, everything else on that, we finally got all the steering issues fixed on that, and it's good to go other than figuring out that little misstep. But this little white one's freaking ready to rock and roll. So, and then we've got the black one back here that we're tearing all the, we're stripping that thing. But it's a 6-speed manual, and I'm gonna pull the whole transmission, rear differential, all the components for the manuals, and then my brother may be listing that as a for sale as a manual swap, all the pieces to do a manual swap. But I don't know if he's going to do that or not. He was talking about keeping it, and we'll swap a car for him so that he can have one to drive. But I'm gonna get into replacing these front wheel bearings. I got both front wheel bearings for the A5. Sounds like I got snow tires on the front of the car right now, even though I don't. And I mean, it just sounds like gravel in the wheels while I'm driving down the road. So I still believe this all stems back from whatever that was down the whole side of the car when I bought it. I think they hit something on that side of the car because the brake caliper and the or control arms and all that stuff are covered in that brown crap that was all down the side of the car. Same thing that was all over the wheel. So I think that's what damaged the wheel bearing. I think it got inside the wheel bearing and muddled it up. So I'm gonna replace both front wheel bearings. I'm hoping that the rears are okay, but if I replace the fronts, I have to replace the fronts before I drive all the way back to Georgia. I'm not driving 500 miles on this thing. It sounds horrible. So I'm gonna put the front ones on here, drive back to Georgia. If the back sounds bad, then I'll do a separate video on how to replace the rear. Should be basically the same as the front, but I'm gonna get into showing how to replace the front wheel bearings. All right, first thing that you have to do is remove the hub cap or center cap. And just so that everybody's aware, there's a little circle notch right here. It's the only one on the entire center cap, and there's a little notch in the wheel right there. Those have to line up or the hubcap will not sit straight. So just line up that hole, because that ring is right above that hole. So there's the hole, there's the ring. So just line up that hole with where that notch is on your wheel, and then the center cap will go in correctly. Now, I need to break loose the CV axle before I jack the car up. It's a 19mm Allen wrench, and it's like 250 foot-pounds of pressure on that bolt. So that bolt is a one-time use bolt, and my wheel bearings came with new CV axle bolts and new bolts for the back of the wheel bearing. So when you're doing this job, please make sure that you replace that bolt. It is a one-time torque to yield bolt. So break that loose, take the wheel off. Well, break that loose, jack car up, take the wheel off, and then I'll pick back up after I've got the wheel. So you can see whatever that crap was that was all over the front of the wheel and everything is all over the inside of this. And it's down inside the freaking brake rotor. It's all over the spindle, all over the splash guard and everything. It's all over the control arms. So I don't know what they hit, but they got that shit everywhere. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the caliper, and these are 21mm bolts to take the entire bracket off, and you have to take the bracket off because you have to take the rotor off. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the entire bracket off. It's 21mm, and then I'll pick back up after I get that off. All right, before you remove your caliper, I forgot, you need to compress the piston on your caliper a little bit so that you can slide the brakes back on. So what I do is stick a pry bar in here and pry against the inside, not the outside edges, but inside where the vents are. Stick a screwdriver in there and pry the caliper that way, and it'll push the caliper open. Then when you take the 21mm bolts out, which are right there, and then the other one's down here, right there. Take those out and the entire caliper and mounting bracket will come off with the brake pads. All right, once you take the caliper off and take the rotor off, sometimes there will be a bolt holding the rotor in. This one, obviously this wheel hub's been replaced before there because there's no bolt hole for the flathead screw that goes through that hole right there. But take a rotor off and then take that center nut or center bolt out of the CV axle. And then you have 4 triple square bolts. One there, one over there, one over there, and one right here. And if you've got a long 12 triple square, you can get to all of them. Pop the wheel bearing out and put the new one in. It's pretty freaking easy. So I'm gonna go ahead and rip this out and get this wheel bearing out. All right, once you get all those bolts out, the bearing will come out. Mine broke when I took it apart. So it was obviously shot. This thing is just, I mean, that thing's freaking nasty. So, got my new bearing, new bolts, cleaned up the housing with a wire wheel because there was rust and corrosion all over it. So I'm going to start installing a new bearing. It's really pretty much straightforward. Do the opposite of what you did to get the bearing out. All right, so the more I look at this car, the more I think it got swamped. I mean, or it could have run over something, but you see how that's all rusted out and shit. This wheel bearing was completely rusted in. I mean, you can see it was corroded to the freaking aluminum. I mean, and that happens because this is aluminum and that's steel. It's incompatible metals. When they get sitting close together for too long, they start corroding against each other. But this wheel bearing is exactly the same as the passenger side. So do the same procedure as the other side. Clean up your bore, clean up the face of it, slide a new one in, bolt it in, put your CV axle in, and you're good to go. All right, guys, here's the difference between a turbo muffler that's an aftermarket and the original turbo muffler. So what this allows it to do is it allows the discharge air to funnel out into a big open area inside the turbo so it's not as loud. When this is in there, all you hear is the discharge from the turbo, and it sounds really loud. So yeah, I'm gonna put this original one back on this white car and probably put this on my A5. All right, guys, I am a little bit exhausted, but I've been working all morning. Actually, been working all weekend. Got the wound up pulling the engine out of the blue car to replace the transmission flex plate that goes in between the engine and the transmission because it was rubbing against the flywheel. So we replaced that, and I think there was something else we had to replace. I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember. But then we got the white car, had to put the original steering column back in it and get the steering working out, and got it to work, and wound up getting it running. Took it down the road. It drives good. It's a front wheel drive CVT transmission, but it still drives great. So now all we need to do is get a windshield for it, and then it's ready to go. The blue car, we still have a little bit of hesitation when you're at low RPM, so I got to figure out what that is. I think it's an oil pressure issue. But I wound up pulling the subframe and the transmission, catalytic converter, and fenders and everything off the black car. We're going to try and strip that one down, but I'm trying to rebuild this engine right here. I've got it torn apart right now. Getting ready to put new pistons and new main and rod bearings, and a new timing set, new head gasket, and all that. So should have that engine done, and then that would be if we can't figure out what's going on with the blue one, because I think there's something wrong with the head. It's got an aftermarket Chinese head on it, and that car is also the engine that had all of the rockers for the cylinder head in the wrong locations, and that's why it was misfiring like crazy, and I think it may have done some damage to that head. Plus, one of the journals didn't have an oil port drilled in it. I actually had to drill the oil port in it, and there was some scarring on that front journal. So I'm wagering that's more than likely what the problem is. It's causing oil pressure issues, and that's what's causing hesitation. So what we're gonna do is rebuild this engine. If we can't get that one working better, then we'll just swap that engine out, and then we'll get a different head for that motor and just put a new head on that motor, because the block's still good. But yeah, everything is going good, making real good progress. So I'll do an update after I finish and right before I head out of here to go back to Georgia. All right, guys, so I've been back in Georgia for I think 2 weeks now. Been working on other stuff. Got a couple videos planned for in the coming weeks, but yeah, everything worked out good. The A5 drives great after I replaced the front wheel bearings. I did wind up having to replace the tire and rim that were originally on the front passenger side, because apparently that wheel is bent. I was getting a little bit of wobble out of that wheel when I switched it to the back. So I took one of the wheels off the black A5 that I've got outside and put it on the blue one, and it's driving great now. So I don't think I have anything else that needs to be done to the blue A5. The black A5, I'm working on a video showing how I'm going to fix the entire front end, the whole rebuild process from beginning to end in one video. And then yesterday, I got contacted by the person that apparently has traded for my silver Audi from the guy that I traded it to. And it's a pretty interesting situation. I'm waiting to hear back from them on what happens before I say anything else. But once I hear back from them, I'll be posting a video in regards to the story behind the silver A4, because it got very interesting yesterday. So anyway, if y'all like this channel, or if it helped you out in any, or like this video or helped you out in any way, please like, comment, share, subscribe, let your friends see what I'm doing, and I'll catch you in the next video. Have a great one.